right, our super long odyssey to Chiang Rai has ended.
So we're currently in the back of a song tower heading towards Chiang Mai. That's Terminal 3. That's 3. It's quite a little bit of way out of town, so if you're have to get a bus out, make sure you plan ahead. Speaking of which, we haven't really planned ahead.
Well, we thought we'd be alright because when we looked at the timetables, there's like a bus every 15 minutes or so.
That's on One To Go Asia, by the way. But
and
like,
then when we looked this morning, I'm like, where have they all gone? There's only 3. I mean, there's only 2 actually. One at 3 p.m. and
like
one at like 6 p.m. And I was like, where have all the buses gone?
Whereas yesterday they were showing buses every 15 minutes.
So we thought we'd take a chance and go back down to the station now. It's only about, well, it's just gone 11 o'clock.
Right, this is what it looks like when you've got 6.5 hours to kill because we didn't pre-book the bus to Chiang Rai. A longer day than expected. Yeah, so it turns out there was like a bus every 15 minutes, but I guess like the sheer number of people that are in Chiang Mai means that you really do need to book ahead because like those buses get busy. Morning, it's the first morning in Chiang Rai. We didn't have any breakfast booked with the room, so we've come out to the local fruit and veg and flower market.
So we were on the hunt for some breakfast, and this market seemed like as good a place as any to look. Around the outside, most of the stalls were selling cut flowers, but there were 1 or 2 food options as well. Inside, things got a lot more interesting. Fresh produce everywhere, and even a guy grinding up coconut to make sugar right in front of us. If there were any actual food stalls though, they were closed or taking the morning off. So we went to plan B.
So when your hotel doesn't give you breakfast, you can actually come out and eat something good. There you go, there's a win. No dry sad toast from Heath this morning. So instead we stopped at this noodles shop. We were looking at the farmers market and there are a few restaurants around there, but they're all pretty deserted. Maybe getting ready for lunch service. So this place had a few in it and it looks pretty legit. There's an auntie behind the counter there putting together a noodle bowls. Yeah, I've got for like a beef noodle soup. You can see there, plenty of slice of beef. Some beef dang. Don't know what the word is in Thai, but yes, some meatballs and some noodles there. So I go this broth then and see what we're working with here. What a flavour that. It's very clean.
I've got the pork version here. I tried both the broths. I think John's is actually more flavourful, but this is tasty too. You see there's like a big chunk of daikon there as well. Some of the mudeng and the pork slices. Yeah, this place is called Noy Noodle. And like we said, it's just around the corner from like the fruit and veg market.
I'm going to say it again, it tastes clean. It tastes like a sort of like a nice consomme. And the broth is very clear as well. So yeah, it's going to be a bit less clear when I dump some of this fermented chili in it like midway.
Yeah, we're going to jazz it up now as we like to do.
But that's what we like to do, isn't it? We like to eat a certain amount like as it is and then sort of like start like adding stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty happy. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, look how much noodle you get in here as well. It's huge.
So we took a short ride out of Chiang Rai this morning on our little scooter to the White Temple. It looks pretty cool.
It's a shame about this giant parking sign, but
I did wonder about you starting the video right there.
Yeah, well, this is the first glimpse of it, you see.
The White Temple, or Wat Rong Khun, opened to the public in 1997, and it's even more impressive in person than it is in photos.
It's like a whole kind of complex. Like over there in the distance there's a building, it's called a food court, and then this is like some sort of shopping mall inside, like restaurants, souvenirs. There we go. Relax with your pal. Dress code, cover up, especially ladies. That's what the sign says.
There was an existing temple on the site, but it was very run down, so a wealthy local artist had it rebuilt as it is today. And he even financed the project with 40 million baht of his own money. Filming wasn't allowed inside the temple, and of course, nor is wearing shoes. Unfortunately though, they gave a plastic bag to every single visitor to carry their shoes for the brief time they're inside. Just look at the bins, brim full with plastic waste. Horrific. But aside from that, they've created something really special here. It's a stunning monument and a must-see if you're in Chiang Rai. It's also not due for completion until 2070, Thailand's answer to the Sagrada Familia.
First Khao Soi in Chiang Rai. This one is beachin. Looks pretty luxurious. And this is the first bowl of Nam Ngiao. Probably mispronounced that completely, but you know. This is also like typical northern Thai dish. I've got the mixed version, so it's got like some chicken feet, some pork, pork blood tofu, pork balls, the rice noodles, and what looks like it will be a very flavorful broth. Look at the colour of that.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
I've got some bits to go on the side and will go in it, like pickly bits.
Looks good, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, let's have a go.
Have a go on this as well. Nice. It's spicy already, which is good.
Yeah, this is too.
This tastes really good.
Maybe the broth's not the hottest temperature-wise, but
This one I've
at least
got.
that means the noodles aren't getting overcooked.
This one I've got a lot of flavour.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot of flavour going on there. That's very different, isn't
This is like the sleeper dish, because everyone knows about Khao Soi, but no one really speaks of this one. But I read a lot that this is like one of the favourite sort of northern Thai noodle dishes. So I'm going to try and eat another one of these tomorrow. I think it's really good.
Yeah, we've got a couple of places to choose from, and we're going to do some more temple visiting.
Yeah, and eat some more noodles tomorrow. Carry on, Slurpee. Enjoy.
But yeah, this dish, the name of it escapes me. They're really tasty, and some interesting bits in it. So this is blood tofu. You've never eaten black pudding back home. There's no reason why I should be squeamish at all about this, but a very different texture.
It's like softer and smoother.
Softer and like almost like squeaky, like cheese curd. Made of blood.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same kind of filler that like the Western one does.
No, but nice, really good flavour. And
this one's a bit chicken
it might not
claw.
be that recognisable now, but it had a few more toes a few minutes ago. So this is chicken foot. Really nice. Not chewy. It's nicely cooked down. Gelatinous. Picked up good flavour from the broth.
By the way, you spit the bones out. You're not expected to eat the bones. All you have to do is kind of like eat the mainly skin off the bones. I know that sounds rank, but it's actually weirdly delicious.
Yeah, pretty good. And this pork rib was fairly sensational as well.
It was a big chunk of pork on the bone. It's very nice.
Really soft, great flavour. Yeah, loving this dish. Actually, both dishes are really good. So
Yeah.
happy we stumbled upon this place.
Yeah, and it's one of the few places that's open till like 5 in the afternoon, because you'll find a lot of these noodle joints are mainly sort of breakfast and early lunch, and then they close. Just us sitting outside our hotel eating durian. Yeah. Yeah, you'll often see the signs in the hotels. No smoking weed in the room, and no durian. And the reason is, it stinks.
It does stink, but a bit like some would say about their other vices, definitely makes up for it with the taste.
Yeah, the last place we were in, I think it was like a 2,000 baht fine for eating durian in the room.
It was a 2,000 pound fine for people smoking weed, but that didn't stop the people on the ground floor because that place stank.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, I haven't seen the signs in this one, but I presume it's the same. You often also seen ones that say no mangosteen in the room. That's not due to smell, it's because like the case is like purple, so when you break open the shell, if you get that on the bed sheets, it's not coming out. So there you go. Eat your stinky and brightly coloured fruits outside the hotel, not in the hotel.
Oh, don't get caught.
Yeah, that one too. Came by here this morning, but it definitely looks a bit more spectacular at night time, I'd say. There's quite a lot of bars on this street if you're interested in that. But yeah, we're thinking to go beyond the clock tower to like a market area to see if there's any bits of street food we can have. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think we're a little bit late. There's like some food stores here. It mainly looks like sort of stuff that people get for takeout for their dinner. Yeah, a lot of people are cleaning down now. But we'll come back to this market. Let me know if you see any mangosteen. Not so far. Right, so we're out and we've got chicken rice. So similar to like a Hainanese chicken rice, I presume. This is the boiled chicken, and this one is the fried chicken. You get a little bit of broth with it as well.
Yeah.
And some sauces on the side. When we went to the market, mostly it was packed down, so we passed this on the way and it looks quite appealing.
Yeah. Well, that's with a goodie bag.
Yeah, we bought some small tangerines and some strawberries. A little bun supplement breakfast.
Yeah,
So not a
good.
complete loss. Yeah. Yeah. Quite a sort of light tea for us, well, except for the fried chicken.
Pointing out that we ordered the large version, which was 10 baht more, but that was actually only, what, 55 per dish?
Yeah, 55. So with the chicken rice, usually the rice isn't just plain, it's like cooked in chicken stock, so it has like quite a lot of like good chickeny flavour already.
Yeah, which it does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The boiled chicken was nice and tender, not dry at all. I had a bit of the sweet soy and some chilies and ginger to it. Very nice. How's your fried chicken?
Nice and crispy, not dried out at all, but it's not breast, so it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I had a bit of fried chicken too, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a very adequate chicken rice place for 45 or 55 baht.
Yeah, really good value tea actually, so if you're in Chiang Mai, then check it out.
And the broth is nice too. Clean.
And we found out that these little chilies that we put on here, they pack a punch.
Yeah.
But of course they do. Right, we're gonna leave you to it now. Catch you later.
This is Hai Chiang Rai. This is like the hotel that gets like put first in the Agoda search, so you might end up here. I think we paid about like £40 a night, but that's without breakfast. It's nothing flash. There you go, shower cabinet and that. Got aircon, got a little table and chairs, which you don't always get.
Got a massive fridge.
Big fridge, yeah, and safe, which the last place in, and desk and chair as well. Bonus.
This is Wat Phra Kang, one of Chiang Rai's most important temples. It's best known as the original home of the Emerald Buddha, which was discovered here back in the 15th century. The one here today is just a replica though, sorry. It might not be as flashy as the White Temple, but it's not nearly as crowded. And even better, it's a lot closer to the city centre, maybe only a 15-minute walk from the clock tower.
Let's have a look at this. Look, this is a tour you can go on at the city
Free
council.
tour?
Yeah. It leaves at 9:30 and 1:30. The man that was at the information desk is pretty mean, but I think it's mainly due to like lack of language skills. But he didn't explain anything. You had to like look it up.
Yeah, so that actually, if you want to go around a few of the temples and you're not that keen on riding a motorbike, then this could be a good solution for you.
Breakfast was now overdue, and luckily one of the restaurants we'd seen on the Roaming Cooks channel was right next to the temple.
Morning, it's breakfast time again.
Yeah, it's called Khao Soi Thao Gay Ik. Obviously butchered that, but sorry. Yeah, you got all the favourites on the menu. So there's pad thai, different types of khao soi, and nam Ngiao. We've ordered one of each of those, and we ordered some sao sausage. Pronounced that wrong as well, definitely.
Northern
and
sausage.
Pink milk and chrysanthemum tea. Sounds like a good.
It's pretty nice of them to give you the Pepto-Bismol at the start of the meal.
Yeah, sort me right out. It's probably what I need. They've got these like nam prick type dips that we really love too, but like it's too much of a risk. We're going to be riding around on the bike for the next couple of hours, like it's not a good idea.
How would eating nam prick impair my control of the bike?
Well, you may have to stop more often than you want.
So the food's turned up and it took no time at all really, which is handy because I'm quite hungry. So we've got the Khao Soi here. Which one did you go for? We went for the pork ribs, didn't we?
Yeah,
so we've got
I hadn't tried the pork
we've
yet.
got some nice soft pieces of pork in here, quite a lot of pork there. Bowl of curry noodles for breakfast, what more can you want?
Exactly. It's a bit deja vu because I've got the nam Ngiao. It's soup broth again, it's got a lot of flavour. We've got the Saao as well, the sausage.
There's a lot going on there in that sausage. I guess the main things that come through are chili and lemongrass, but you know what the flavour profile is. This sausage is just really tasty. Maybe a little bit less fatty than some of the other ones I've had.
A little bit denser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like got a high meat content.
Yeah. I actually think this would be really nice with like a dipping sauce, which is convenient because I've got a really good dipping sauce in this bowl.
I bet you brought.
Let's have a go at this. The one yesterday we thought was quite light compared to the other khao soi we had in Chiang Mai. This one too. Sauce isn't too thick, not too coconutty. Quite very well spiced. A little bit of heat in the back of my palate as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, breakfast shaping up well.
Yeah, it's good.
How's yours?
Yeah, very nice. It's kind of like a deep broth. It's got a lot of flavour. Almost tomato-y, but more like a back note. It's spicy as well.
Yeah.
But very rich. You can see there's quite a lot of there's a little oil on the top, but it's not greasy. But it's quite thick, and it's like I say, it's very rich. But it's also got some apparently fermented bean in it. So this is the Thai pink milk. So do you remember when you were a kid and you had that stuff, that yellow stuff in the bottle that went in the fridge?
Tastes a bit like bananas.
Yeah, John says it's amoxicillin.
Amoxil.
Amoxicillin.
It's something we used to get in the UK back then. I don't know if it's still a thing, but
I always thought it was like cough syrup. And I used to really like the flavour of that.
weak penicillin for children, basically.
This is what it tastes like. I mean, this kind of, it wants you to think it's strawberry because it's almost like fake strawberry on the nose, but when you drink it, it's kind of like banana.
Yeah.
It's a strange one because when you look at the colour of it, your brain almost changes the flavour of it to say like, no, this is strawberry, but it's not strawberry. But anyway, try it and let me know what you think. Okay, so we've just arrived here. This is Wat Huay Pla Kang, or as we like to call it, the giant Buddha. It's not Buddha though, it's like a lady, so it's not Buddha. Anyhow, looks pretty nice. Took us about 12 minutes from the last temple. The bike struggled a bit on that last hill, but like, you know.
You got a 125, think twice about going up that last bit.
Well, if you're getting like one of the cheaper bikes, don't think about going into the mountains because you're not going to get up it. Anyway, here we go. So I read some reviews that say it's free to visit, but if you want to climb up to like the head, which you can, you have to pay, I think it's like 40 baht. Quite impressive, eh? And another thing to mention, there's like a food store there that does 20 baht pad thai. 20 baht. I mean, John says we might have to get it just to see what we get for that. This is the 24th floor, which we paid the elevator fee for. You can go up one more floor apparently. Is that it? It's just the view, basically. Oh well, I would say probably not worth the money to come up here. Not unless you want to peer out the windows.
It's only worth going up if you like being trapped in confined space with French people taking photographs.
Yeah.
À gauche. Où je vois pas. À gauche. Ah, là, je vois toujours pas. À gauche, Axel. Ah, là, je vois pas.
There you go. We did it, so you don't have to. Next stop is here by the river. This is about 10 minutes from the last one. This is Wat Phra Buddha Cave Temple, and across the river is the beach.
Or more accurately, some mud flats in the river.
Yeah, so they sell that as Chiang Rai Beach.
See, just over there where you can see those households. So they have some massage shops there, some restaurants, maybe a bar and stuff. Yeah.
In the far distance, let's see.
We had a look there and decided it wasn't worth visiting.
Yeah, we might have been wrong, but I don't think so. Okay, so anyway, this is the Buddha in the Cave Temple. There's actually no one here apart from us on our little bike for today. See what we find. So there's a small temple on the outside here. It's a nice setting. Look at this, these sort of limestone cliffs.
It's really cool and really easy to get to from Chiang Rai, and yet there's no one here.
There's no one here, it's just the other side of the river. Wasn't a difficult road to get here. This is the entrance into the cave temple. Forgot to mention earlier that I think I read there's over 1,100 temples in Chiang Rai, something like 3 times more than Bangkok. So yeah, you could spend a lot of time visiting all the different temples, and each one is slightly different. If you like cats, there's an extra bonus for you, look. 1, 2. They don't mind petting either, do you? Is that right, Kitty? There's a little baby one there. Added bonus if you love cats.
This little baby one.
Hi, friend.
Little gatito.
Aww. This is our second trip to this store. Yesterday we turned up quite late, so it was all mainly gone. There was only like 3 boxes left. You can get strawberries, you can get all this durian. It's just like $1.60 for a box, which is pretty good value. Stuff that was left yesterday was these big ones. It's $89 per 100 grams. And you can eat in as well, which is what we've chosen to do. And they've given us the plastic gloves.
Yeah. Sorry for the plastic waste, but
It is what it is.
She gave them to me, so.
Yeah.
So you're getting tired of
Durian content.
Durian content yet? Or
Maybe we should start a durian channel.
we'll travel for durian?
Yeah.
Going around the world eating durian. Maybe we could eat durian in public places and then film people's reactions. That would be a good one.
Oh yeah, maybe. Start with a small piece.
Oh, this must be my piece.
Yeah, it's a little piece.
Nice and creamy. A different flavour, like maybe not quite as creamy on the palate as the bit we had yesterday.
This bit. That's why I was saying let's get big lobe, because the big lobe seemed to be very creamy in the middle.
Yeah.
Right, look at this. It's a beast.
Flavour-wise, good.
Look at it. It's a beast. I think the big lobes have more chance of being creamy in the middle, but I mean sometimes it's got a big stone as well.
Big stone, and but you find pithy bits as well, and you think you can chew it, but don't. 'Cause it's
These
not
bits
that
around the
nice to
back. These pithy bits. Well, yeah. Go on, get cracking into them. Is it as good as yesterday's?
eat. I really enjoyed yesterday's, but it's different. It's maybe a little sharper on the palate.
Yeah.
A little bit of sort of grassier, maybe more vegetable-y. But, I mean, on the whole, not mad about it. Yeah, and that's a good thing though.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah. Can't even focus on it, it's so big. Look at that creamy texture. Yeah. Not. Just look at the middle of it.
Yeah. And the really good thing about this shop is it's like about 2 minutes walk from the bus terminal in Chiang Rai, where you get dropped off when you come here, so.
Yeah. Give it a try. Recommended. I stopped to film these because I recognise these from the noodle soup.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah, so there's sort of some sort of dried flour that they use in the broth. It's probably what contributes to like the red colour and stuff as well. A lot of dried goods in here.
Very fiery dry chilies.
Very fiery indeed.
Say there's over 1,000 temples in Chiang Rai, and you walk out of the back door of the local market and look what you find. Another glittering gold temple, gold Buddha. It's literally everywhere. Nice. Been buying some spices and some other products, and look at these dried chilies here, but then look at this. Oof, all these shrimp paste, fish paste. I don't know. Maybe you can even smell it on the film. It's pretty incredible. I'd imagine it will taste amazing.
Do you want soy crabs? This is our last night in Chiang Rai. So we originally booked 2 nights and then we added one on because of our funny itinerary. Because we were going to have 7 nights in Bangkok, so we thought we might as well have an extra one here instead of 8.
And we tried with the idea of going to Phuket, didn't we? When we realised we weren't going there, we were like, with some extra.
Yeah, because the Phuket trip would have cost us like £400 between 2 of us just for flights getting there and back. So we like, it's not worth it for like 3 nights. So instead, we treated ourselves to a night in Ngiao Hotel. It's pretty bougie, but like I don't know anyone else gets tricked by those Agoda pricing, because you look at the price on the front page and it's like, oh, that's cheap, and then you click through to like the last page and it's like, oh, it's like gone up loads. But apparently that's just something that they do. So we got this room only. Can't remember what I paid for it. Less than 50 quid a night. We'll put it in the notes.
Generally, the more elaborate the hotel are, the higher the room price.
I want elephants. Anyway, yeah, nice pool view there. It's like some sort of swim up bar, which I won't be using. But I've booked a massage in about an hour, so I guess I should get in the shower because I'm pretty sweaty now. Bye.
Evening. So we've just arrived for dinner. We decided to have our final meal in Chiang Rai at Barrab. Some really interesting dishes.
Yeah, there's a lot of dishes on here that we don't really see anywhere else.
There's a lot of dishes on here.
And we came past at lunchtime, like around 2 o'clock, and they're super cute to get.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you quick.
Now.
Yeah, I'm going to show you quickly because it's not that big a restaurant, but there is no room here. And we did get a reservation, luckily. Otherwise, I don't think we'd be eating here, to be fair.
Definitely not.
There are a lot of interesting Lanna and Burmese dishes on the menu, but most of the diners were Westerners eating pad thai and Khao Soi. Everything was tasty enough, and we ordered a good spread, and I can see why it's so popular with people, but we prefer places where Thai people eat too. As usual, after eating small plates, we had plenty of room for dessert, so we had one last look around Chiang Rai's Night Bazaar.
You can see this place is huge. Huge. Let's run a look for something like dessert. We need to try the mango sticky rice again.
It's mango sticky rice time.
Yeah.
We've eaten it so many times on this trip, and I've got to say, the best one so far is still from Magic Food Court at Bangkok Airport, and that is a sad, sad situation.
You know why? Because like in the other places, they hadn't really bothered to make a proper sauce, but this one looks kind of thin too.
This one looks very thin, so like
that's not a good sign either.
I'm not hopeful for this one.
No, but like, who's it for? Who's it for? And like the ones that we've eaten on the islands have just been like basically plain coconut milk. And that's not how it should be. It should be a bit thicker, it should be sweet, it should be salty.
Yeah, go then. Let's see what you think. But it's all coming down to the sauce, really, isn't it? And like
Yeah.
sort of seasoning of the rice.
And also like the mango, I suppose, needs to be quite flavourful.
Well, the mango's out of season, so I kind of forgive it for not being like amazing. But like the rice and the sauce should at least be right.
Mango, okay, actually. Not bad, but there needs to be more viscosity in the sauce. But flavour-wise, not bad.
Not enough sauce for the
Not
quantity
enough.
of rice.
No, that's too small and it's too thin.
Yeah.
But it does taste nice. You can't have it all.
If we were still there, I'd be inclined to go back and ask him for another sauce, because what he's done is well mean.
Yeah,
But
it's the portion.
there you go. All right.
Indeed.
Mango sticky rice on the fence. Hopefully we'll find a better one in Bangkok.
Morning. It's our last morning in Chiang Rai. We've got a flight at about 2:30 to Bangkok. So we've just been to the gym. We're too tight to pay for the hotel breakfast, so we've gone out to look for something that isn't spicy. Cotton car.
Too tight to pay for the hotel breakfast, but like, come on, like this hotel breakfast is not this.
And this is going to be like a quarter of the price or something, I don't know.
Exactly.
So this is the first mixed meat shop we found since we left Hong Kong. Well, one that we like look up. And
Yeah, we
want
found
to eat.
others in like Cambodia and Vietnam, but we didn't actually chance any of them. But this one does look pretty legit.
Yeah.
So, it looks pretty nice. Like,
Yeah, and
crispy pork
it had people in here when we got in, and some of the other eateries didn't. So you know.
Yeah.
And we've eaten a lot of noodles lately. I know this is noodles too, but like we've eaten a lot of like Chiang Mai noodles. Anyway, John's got roast duck and char siu pork over rice. That's a large serving, so it's like 95 baht. You get a little bit of soup with it on the side, the clear broth soup. I've got roast duck, wonton noodles, and crispy pork. Treat myself. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased.
I
It's
think
not quite good.
That's a good spread, yeah.
It's a good combo, I reckon. Pretty happy. So yeah,
You're gonna
this will sort us out.
You're gonna pop a bit of that in you go.
I need to take a photo first, though, don't I? So
Oh no! Look at this.
this is for the gram, you know. Okay. I'll try that. I'll try a little bit of it now for you.
Oh, look at that nice crispy skin. Look at that.
Yeah, the broth's nice and clean. It's lightly flavoured. I'm not getting that sort of bouillon flavour though. It's
You're not.
no, it's good.
Which, by the way, is a good thing.
Just ate a bit of duck nice, nicely rendered.
I'm just going to have a bit of this duck here with nothing on it. Look at that.
Yeah, the roast pork is good.
Nice bit of gelatinous skin there around it.
Yeah, pretty happy with this.
Could use a touch of salt, but other than that, pretty good.
Yeah, please.
Happy. Right, we'll get home.
Bon appetit.
The face of someone who's used too much chili oil.
Yeah. I didn't really use any at all. It was just very spicy.
It is very spicy. I give a shout out to this gravy as well here. This is like really nice. You're meant to pour it all over your rice
I
apparently.
think so, because I saw in the Magic Food Court in the Chinese meat and rice space, and it was like completely covered in some sort of sauce, and I was like, oh, what's that? But I only remembered that after, because I was looking at that thinking, oh, they're giving me quite a lot. It was too much for dipping.
Yeah.
Because it's like to pour over your rice, isn't it?
So yeah, I mean this place, great value. What was the top? How much did we spend in total?
I think mine was 95, yours was about the same, but that's a large portion.
Yeah.
And that was with 2 types of meat, and I had like 2 types of meat and shrimp wonton, so.
Yeah, exactly. Definite thumbs up. So we'll leave a link to the location in the description. If you're in Chiang Rai and you fancy something a little bit different, it could be a good shout, particularly at lunchtime.
It's a little bit out of town, but probably worth it. But then it's like a one-horse town, so a little bit out of town is probably an extra 5 to 10 minutes walk for you.
Yeah. And if you've mistakenly booked a high-end-ish hotel, you might be very close to this neighborhood anyway.
Exactly.
So believe it or not, that roast meat was only, between us, cost about £5, maybe a bit less. I mean, no complaints with that. So actually I'm going to show you this road here. This is behind like the hospital in Chiang Rai. As a result, there's quite a lot of options. That restaurant there looks pretty promising. There's another one there. There's noodle shops further up the road that way. There's some coffee here. There's bubble tea. All kinds of things, really. So this is called Ruam Chitiwai Road. We'll leave a vlog on Google Maps for you if you want to come over this way. Yeah, worth checking out.
So this is Wat Rong Khun.
Also known as the Blue Temple.
Yes, the Blue Temple. A lot easier to say though.
If you put the Blue Temple into Google Maps, it'll take you here. It's not too far out of the city actually. The White Temple was a good like sort of 20-minute ride. But this was 5 minutes over the bridge. It's straight here. Still building more. Indeed, still building more of it, as you can see. There is also a Black Temple, which is a bit further again, about 25 minutes out of town, so we're probably not going to get there, but this one appears to be free entry. No ticket booth, although often there are actually donations if you look carefully at the small print. Don't know what would happen if you didn't want to pay, but sure some people don't. So we're here in taxi on the way to Chiang Rai Airport for a flight to Bangkok today. Just checked the temperature, it's about 35 degrees there, so it's going to be interesting. Apparently it's a nice cool 27 here, but who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can, I looked at Bolt and like you can get a ride to the airport like more cheaply there, but this cost 250 baht, and we figured like rather than standing around with our stuff, may as well just get it. In the scheme of things, it's less than a tenner, so like really, who cares?
Yeah, I mean it is like sort of can be double the price, but you can't be sure that if you get the boat that they're not going to try and scam you anyway and not turn up. So
Yeah, exactly.
for an airport, like I'm willing to pay a bit extra to get the ride.
Yeah. So yeah, we're flying with Thai Airways this time. So first time flying with them, you get a huge amount of baggage included.
30 kg.
30 kg, so we're not going to be using any of that, but you get free snack on there as well. Who knows, they may even give me a gin and tonic.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Probably the worst bus journey we've been on.
Driver was a psychopath. I was glad it was dark.
Yeah, and it was a bit like a boat because like the suspension was like shit on the coach, so it was like it sort of like did that the whole time, which wasn't great, but like okay, we got here.
Yeah, the thing I say about it is it's cheap.